Hello and welcome back everyone. In this clip I will be going through creating a mail merge by linking to a database query. The following files will be provided for this session are the Gym letter and the Gym members. You will need to create the Gym database file, and to do this you will need to import the CSV into a database application and run the required query. Then save the query and merge the query to your master document. So let's get started then and see what we need to do in order to be successful. So what I am looking for today, task 2, Gym letter mail merge. Prepare a mail merge letter using the file Gym letter as your master document and the GymMembers.CSV as the source data. So to start off with, what you need to do is import the CSV file into a database application. Second, you need to run a query to find all customers going to Stratford branch. Show the following fields. So these are the following fields that you need to show when creating the query. So the member name, first line address, city and postcode. Below you can see how I have set up my query, and you will also see that I have branch from the Gym members table, Stratford, and the box is unticked. The reason why this is unticked is because we have not been asked to include the branch name. So by unticking it, the branch will not appear. Once you've completed that, you need to insert the relevant fields, insert a date field, and add your name at the bottom of the letter. To start off with, we will be going through task 1 and 2 and then coming back and looking at the next task. So let's get started then. The following files are required to complete this task are the Gym letter and Gym members. To download these, you can go to the description below, click on the link and download both files. Now to get started, the first thing you need to do is right click in your documents and then select Microsoft Access Database and then give this an appropriate name. I am going to call mine Gym, and then hit enter. The next step will be to open up the file that you've just created by double clicking on it or just hitting the enter key. Before you import the source data, it is important that you select enable content. If you do not select this, then you won't be able to import the source data. So select enable content. What you need to do next is select the external data tab and then go to new data source because we want to import it. Select from file and then go all the way down to text file. So we're going to import the Gym members spreadsheet, the CSV comma separated file. Then you need to browse the file, so locate it, select it and then open it. Make sure that you have selected import the source data into a new table in the current database. Once you're happy with the settings, select OK. This will bring up all the data within the file and we need to ensure that we leave it on delimited. Once you're happy with that, select next, and here we need to select first row contains field names. So as you can see, the field names are now highlighted here to make the data understandable. Once you're happy with that, select next and select next again. Now here a primary key is being created. We do not need that, so what we are going to select is no primary key, as we have our number field which is our primary key. Once you've done that, select next, give it a suitable name. I would personally leave it as Gym members and then select finish. Once you select finish, the next part will come up here. You just close it. When you click on close, the Gym members table should appear in the tables tab. To open the table and view the data within it, what you need to do is double click on it. So this is how your table should look like. As you can see, we have some information missing, but please do not worry about that. So now we've imported the source data successfully into Microsoft Office Access. The next step is to create our query. Okay, to create the query, you need to go to the Create tab and then select Query Wizard. Once you've selected that, you need to select Simple Query Wizard in the new query window that pops up and select OK. Now here we need to add the fields that we've been asked to add. So when we do create this query, we need to insert the member name, first line address, city and postcode, and make sure it's in that order. So member name, just double click on it, first line address, city and postcode. Now we need to create a query to show all the people that go to the Stretford branch. So what we also need to add is the branch field also, but we are going to untick this later on because it should not appear in our results. So let's double click on branch and then select next, and then give your query a suitable name. So I'm going to call mine Stretford query. Once you've done that, you need to select modify the query so we can actually make changes and find specific information. So select finish, and there you have it. We have our query all set up. Now at the bottom here, as you can see, the fields that it's showing are the member name, first line address, city, postcode and branch. We do not want our query to show the branch details, so we need to untick that. So untick that, and then in the criteria section, insert the branch name. So we want to find everyone from Stretford. Once you've done that, go to design and then select run. There you have it. You've successfully completed the first part. Now the next part is to open the master document and insert the relevant address fields, insert a date field and add your name at the bottom of the letter. But before you do this, you need to combine the master document to the source data document. So what you need to do next is close the database file and open up the Gym letter. The next step is to open up the Gym letter. Make sure you save the changes to the Gym database that you created and you've closed it. So once you open up the letter, it should look like this. Here you need to go to the Mailings tab and then select Start Mail Merge, and then select the step-by-step mail merge wizard. When you select that, a tab should open up on the right. Here, just follow the instructions. Make sure you've got letters selected. Go to next. Starting document, use the current document because that's where we want our mail merge to be taking place. Then next, select recipients. Here you need to browse for the database file that you've just created, and in particular the query. So select browse, locate the database file Gym, and then select it and open it to connect it to our letter, and then select the Stretford query. So this is going to only bring up the people from the Stretford branch. So select that and then select OK. And as you can see here, these are the results from the query that we created. Once you're happy with that, we don't need to untick any one of them. Select OK. The next part of the task is to insert the merge field, so ensure that you follow the instructions on this slide. So we need to have the customer's address on the right hand side and the following fields: member name, first line address, city and postcode. Below that we need to insert the date and then customer name. And then finally you need to finish it off with kind regards, which should already be there, with your name at the end. So let's go back to our document and do this. As mentioned in the task, the first field that we need to enter is the member's name and the member's address. So go to the Home tab first and select Right Aligned. Make sure you've selected the top left hand side of the document, so the cursor is now in the right hand side as I've right aligned it. And then go to Mailings, go to Insert Merge Field, Member Name, and then hit the Enter key on your keyboard, and then insert the first line address, and again hit the Enter key, and then the city, and then hit the Enter key again and insert the postcode. Next step is to insert the date. So to do this, we need to hit Enter again, type in date, colons, space, and then go to the Insert tab, Quick Parts and Field. A window should pop up here, and you need to locate the date field. So just hit the D key twice on your keyboard and then select an appropriate format for your date. So I'm just going to choose the first one, as it has not been specified as to how we should have our dates imported. So select that, preserve the formatting during updates, yes, and then select OK. The next step is to insert the member's name again after Dear. So go back to mailings, insert merge field and member name. And then after kind regards, you need to insert your name. Now let's have a look at whether this has worked or not. So to do that, you need to select preview results, and then you can flick through the different recipients and check if we've got their addresses and if they're the correct ones. As you can see, I've got 12 letters now for Evra, Lewandowski, Robin, Hart, Hazard, Cruz, Alves, Piqué, Silva, Aguero, Pirlo and Ronaldo. The final part of the task is asking us to add a minimum of 3 features to the mail merge master document to suit a professional letter. So the features that we could include in our document are a logo, company name, contact details, web address, the address, shapes and lines. So what you can see here is I've added Abdullah Gym as the logo, and I've just created that. I've added a line going across. I've added the web address and a contact number. So I've added 4 features, but a minimum of 3 features are required. So let's get back to our document and add a minimum of 3 features. To begin with, you need to decide where you are going to add these features. So I'm going to add them in the header. So I'm going to double click at the top of the document and then add my logo first. Another way of accessing the header is just by selecting the Insert tab and going to Header, or you can just double click. The next step is to insert the logo. So I'm going to go to Insert Shapes and just draw a heart for the logo, and then just change the style, the color, and then insert some word art by selecting the Insert tab and then going to Word Art. And then I'm going to give it a name, which is Abdullah Gym. So this is the name of the gym, and turn it into a logo. The next thing I'll be doing is inserting a web address. So www.abdullahgym.com, and then hit enter. And the final feature, as you're aware, we were asked to add a minimum of 3 features. The final feature I will be adding will be a line going across. So just select the line. So go to Insert Shapes and insert the line. Hold down the Shift key to ensure that your line is straight. And when you're happy, you can let go. And then I'm just going to make it thick so it stands out. Once you've done that, you could just go off it and just have a look how many features I've got here. 1, 2 and 3. And as per the requirements, we were asked to insert 3 features. In your official CIE exam, you will be asked to print off the master document showing the fields and the mail merge letters. However, you will not be doing that right now. No printing is required. However, you will need to save the documents appropriately and then upload them to Teams. So to do this, first of all, you need to go back to mailings and select preview results so I can see your fields, and then you need to save this document. So File, Save As, save it in an appropriate folder and give it an appropriate name. So this is my master document. So here you can see the field names. So once you've saved that, you need to complete the mail merge, and to complete this mail merge, what you need to do is go back to the mail merge tab, select next, write your letter, preview your letters, and next complete the merge. So select that and then edit individual letters, make sure merge records are all, and then select OK. A new window would pop up. Here you need to save this, but in your exam, as mentioned earlier, you will need to print these off and submit them. However, you will be uploading this to Teams for assessment. So in order for you to do that, you need to go to File, Save As, Find an appropriate folder, give it an appropriate name. So I'm going to call mine gymletter_mail merge and then hit save. And then now you're ready to upload both of the documents. So please ensure that you submit your master document and your mail merge.